Morning, everybody. Let's call this meeting to order. September 23rd, 2025. Brewster County Court is now in session. Let's all rise for the invocation, please. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your blessings, Lord. We ask you to give us, grant us wisdom and strength as we go about the business of the taxpayers of Brewster County. We thank you for all you provide in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. All right, good morning, everybody. Let's do real quick. Let's do Commissioners Court meetings of September 9th minutes. Number in order is moved to approve. Second. Motion to approve in a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right. Public comments. Any public comments this morning? Okay. Oh, you have a public comment. Are you not a county clerk right now?
Not a county clerk. Well, kind of, sort of. Okay, so Senate Bill 16 went through. This is just a public announcement. We are now required to get a copy of the driver's license, whoever brings across the document for public records. So I expect a lot of pushback, but we have to get a driver's license for anybody who brings paperwork across our table now.
Okay, so if I want to file a DBA.
Not a DBA. It's your deeds, your transfer deeds, your liens, your affidavits.
I see. This is for fraud, isn't it?
I believe so.
What if you don't have a driver's license?
I don't know. It's mandated that I have one.
Some sort of,
get somebody else
official ID would work, wouldn't it? Like,
yeah.
Or they haven't given guidance yet.
We're kind of playing with the idea if we use our Vitals IDs, like, because Vital has a whole list of IDs that we can and can't use.
Okay.
It doesn't say anything about the ID being expired. So I think we'd even take an expired one. So I mean, no, we're expecting a lot of pushback.
I believe so, yeah.
Last year, it was already in the works, but it wasn't mandated. This year, they mandated it.
Okay.
Can you put it on the website so that?
Yes, sir. It's already up.
Okay, thank you.
okay, thank you, ma'am. We're going to go ahead and move down to number 12 to give James a chance to get onto another meeting for another court. So James, you want to talk to us a little bit about Far West Texas Regional Public Defender.
Thank you, Judge. Commissioners. I think I've spoken to y'all enough over the last couple of years, and y'all are incumbents, so I don't need to explain the program again. I do want to remind you that every year we exist by interlocal agreement between the counties. And so every year is when I come back to you with a new interlocal agreement to help fund the program. There's some changes that have happened this year. One is that we got a grant to expand. We have taken on Terrell and Valverde counties. We are now going to be a staff of 24 people. That is 12 lawyers and 12 non-lawyers. If you remember when we started over in the building across the street where Julie's office is now, we started 8 years ago on October 1st with a staff of 1 secretary and 2 lawyers. And now we are covering an area the size of West Virginia. And I think that is going to be a benefit for all of us. One of the benefits for you is some cost sharing. And so part of it for me was to do some cost containment for the counties as costs increase. As you know, cost of living increases every year, plus vendor increases mean that there are increases of cost to the program every year. Last year, your bill for the interlocal agreement was $151,435. If under normal circumstances, there would have been an increase this year of about $11,000 to $162,453. However, I went to Austin this summer and applied for another grant to help subsidize for 1 year and 1 year only. I received that grant for the counties. And that was the grant I applied for, was only to help subsidize the county contribution. If you remember, the normal state contribution for the program is to cover 2/3. Judge Hennington and the other county judges and I went up to Austin a year and a half ago almost and got our permanent contribution from the state to be 80%. Of the 20% that's remaining this year, the state is covering another 20% of that. So instead of going up to $162,000 this year, your bill is going to be $130,604. So a savings of about $32,000 off of what it normally would have been. That is my commitment to the county to do everything I can to bring in money in order to subsidize the county contribution. I know the counties do not have money. I know the counties are struggling to pay every bill they've got. And I know this is, for me, this is an important program. This is an important program for the courts. But we need to continue always to find ways to pay for it, which in a way that helps the taxpayers of Brewster County. I want to thank Judge Hennington for support in the process of applying for that additional grant. He made calls, talked to legislators, and wrote some letters for me. Judge Hennington's contribution is invaluable in helping bring down the cost to the taxpayers. One thing that I do need to say is that this is a one-time grant. This is money that was available for 1 year. I might be able to go back next year and renew it, but if I don't, that means that next year's dollars will go back up. And I don't like to come to Commissioner's Court with a large increase. And so I just want to emphasize that this decrease this year is based on a one-time grant that I was able to secure. I will do my best every year to get money where I can, but I have to emphasize this is one time. There were a couple other people that were instrumental to this that I want to make sure to thank. Our House Rep, Eddie Morales, really went to bat for us in legislature to get extra money to make that available for the grant that I applied for. He cares deeply about making sure that the county gets money to support these mandates. There is a House Rep from El Paso, Mary Gonzalez, who is the chair of the subcommittee on finance for the judiciary, which is where this money came from. And she also cared very deeply and pushed hard in order for the money to become available for us to be able to do this. And there is a state senator from outside the region, Pete Flores. Pete Flores represents from basically around Floresville all the way up to Burnett. And he has no connection to us except that he was willing to spend a lot of time with me talking about the program and talking about the finances of the counties and the finances of how the Indigent Defense Commission works. He is on the Senate Finance Committee, and he really went to bat for us as well. And so I want to make sure that credit is due. There are a lot of people who don't represent this area who this year in the legislature paid special attention to us and understand the financial situation that Brewster County and the other participating counties are in, and I just want to thank them. So I've presented to Judge Hennington a copy of the interlocal agreement for this upcoming year for $130,604.35. And I'm asking the Commissioner's Court to consider that and approve it. And I'm happy to take any questions.
So went down to 130, we budgeted 161, so that's good news. And then we also, don't forget, we get a grant on top of that for roughly $20,000. So our indigent cost this year will be somewhere around 110. So that's what you
think that will be on your next Commissioner's Court agenda. Is that correct, Judge? There is a program for the Indigent Defense Commission, Austin, called the Formula Grant that every county, based on expenditures and a lot of factors I think are more complicated in school finance law, if you can believe it, that come out to grants that are given to the counties. If you only spent $10,000, you wouldn't get very much money. You'd get like $500. But because what's taken into account is the amount that you're spending, including the amount that you're spending on this program. And so you will get that additional amount. And I think that just requires Commissioner Court approval. That will be on your agenda.
Next.
Yeah.
Next. All right. Any questions for James? And then we have a proposed amendment interlocal agreement that we need approval on.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second to approve the amended interlocal agreement. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, you're done.
Thank you. Maybe
Thank you.
excused.
Yes, sir.
I will.
This is not, this is a court. but-
This is a court and I will show it the proper respect.
No, you have to sit here the rest of the time listening to us talk.
I will do as ordered. And I will try to not be a stranger and come back sometime mid-year and give you all an update.
Thanks, James. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right, let's do number 6. This will be a comments from the city of Alpine. Mr. Stevens.
Thanks, Judge. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I've got 5 items on my list this morning. First, we're continuing with the city manager interviews. We're going to have our next one will be on October 7th, and we may be close to getting a selection. So we'll see how we work our way through that on October 7th. Second is we passed the city budget, $17 million. I will admit I'm the only one who voted against it because it's higher than I thought it should be. We're going to have more discussions about that. In my mind, there are a number of infrastructure issues the city needs to work, and part of our budget balancing that occurred was allocating $1.4 million out of our $3.4 million fund balance to balance the budget, which I am not in support of because I think we can use those dollars more wisely to improve infrastructure. I know we have a joint meeting coming up next week. Looking forward to that, particularly on dark skies. Part of my put and discussion is, the city has had a dark skies ordinance in place. We had a 5-year grandfather clause in it for everyone to be compliant with. I think the big challenge we'll talk about next week is how do we help make sure that the big, for lack of a better term, polluters, which that's not their intent, but the sports fields are the biggest issue I believe we have. And how do we think about the funding to be able to support them as we look across the community? And I know there'll be some challenges down south as well. So looking forward to that discussion next week. Fourth is the zipper forecast is delivery September 27th. We did get the front end loader. It came in. So now we're just waiting for the zipper. So another few days. So I expect next Monday we'll have it and we can get ready to go to work there. And the last thing I just want to highlight is this is what I call Saul Ross weekend. Starts Thursday with the roadie on Thursday, Friday, Aaron Watson on Friday night, and football game on Saturday. So it's going to be a busy, full weekend, and we'll be good for Saul Ross.
Playing Texas A&M Kingsville.
Yep. Yeah, first home game. And thus far as you are, Saul Ross has been struggling on the football field, got 3 points. And I think there's 196 points against them. So it's been a tough start for them, for sure.
Hopefully that means they've been focusing on their studies.
Yep, we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Questions for me?
Anybody for Rick? I'll get with you later. When we get our water bill,
Yes, sir.
water bill has trash, it has water, sewer.
Yep.
And the last couple of bills, there's been a charge for trash.
Mhm.
And then there's another charge for trash. And and I thought, well, maybe y'all were charging a sales tax, but it's not. It doesn't equal sales tax. And I called and I didn't get a real clear answer of what that number is. At first I thought, okay, there was a change in the trash rates. And I thought maybe it was just a pro rata.
Mhm.
So for example, it costs $107 for a dumpster. And then that's fine. But then it has $21 additional line item called garbage. Well, when I call, I can't get a clear answer of what that $21 is. I let it kind of go last month because I thought it was a pro rata, but now it's back again.
I will go find out.
And I'll get you a copy of it.
Judge, don't worry about it. I'll go dig into it.
And it doesn't appear on all of our water bills. It just appears on a few of them.
Interesting.
Yeah. So some of them are just straight garbage, 107, no
Yep.
problem. And others are like, and then honestly, we have a dumpster for $35, which I didn't know you could even get a dumpster for $35, but maybe it's a baby dumpster.
So is this on a commercial account or?
It's all the Brewster County
Commercial accounts. Oh, okay. Okay.
And I can get you copies of them so you look at them.
I'll go talk to Gio and Carmen and find out. We did have a workshop last Thursday on the new utility billing software, which goes into effect the 1st of October. And that's going to combine everything into one bill, gas, water, the whole 9 yards, be able to get access online. Everything is moving along well with one delay, and that is being able to do credit cards online. That's going to be delayed about a month. We ran into an agreement with the credit card provider, and they kind of belched on us, so we're getting that contract cleaned up. But everything else will roll in on 1 October.
Can you pay by ACH?
You can do ACH by all means. Yeah, in fact, the forms I get automatically do ACH and automatically taken care of. Yeah. Okay.
All right, anything else?
Yes, Rick, can you remind me where and when the dark sky meeting was gonna be?
It's going to be here,
Right here.
next,
5:30.
yeah,
A week from
5:30.
today.
Yeah, week from today. Yes, sir.
Today,
Yep.
okay.
And it's just it's open to the public. Of course, it'll be two public meetings, but it's just going to be a discussion about dark sky. There is actually one other item on the agenda, just business development,
Mhm.
kind of
Yep.
where we're moving economically. I don't think we're going to solve any problems next Tuesday, but it gets the council and the commissioners talking a little bit.
Yeah, it should be a good discussion.
Yeah, we're going to do it right out here on the tables.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Next Thursday.
Next, is it Thursday or Tuesday?
That was Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay, let's do recognitions and announcements. Anything? Ruben, you got anything for this last weekend?
I had a big turnout. I think they ended up having 2016, the cook deal on,
You know how much they raised?
8,000, I think they cleared like 8,900.
Yeah.
Um,
For the fire department, right?
yes, and PTO. I don't know what percentage is what, who. And, want to thank the road and bridge guys. They did an exceptional job. It looks, I mean, it always looks good, but it really, really looked good that day. I mean, it just,
Awesome. Okay.
yeah, I guess,
Anything else happening in the marathon?
there's always something going on. I don't know where they come from or nothing, but, the town's hopping every weekend.
Good. Spend that money, raise those sales taxes, generate revenue.
Yes.
But I report judges and commissioners meeting, Far West Texas was last week down in Terlingua. That was attended by really all of us. And good meeting. Lots of, you always come away with a few tidbits of information that you don't find anywhere else. So it's good. I'm glad to see that they do that. They seem to really like Terlingua and come down here and spend money. And so it's good for us too. And Sarah, do you got anything?
I just wanted to remind the public that now that we're officially in fall, bear activity is going to increase. So be vigilant, keep your trash and your animal feed locked up.
Okay, very good.
Had a meeting with, Parks and Wildlife and, I don't know. They, well, people are like this, but I think they're opening maybe a season either next spring or for sure the follow for Brewster and Terrell County instead of this.
Interesting.
Numbers are high.
I'm glad they're actually getting numbers because they had a hard time just getting the research out there. But if they've got the numbers to support that, then that's great.
Okay, Mr. Westerman, anything?
Just again, the comments by the attendees at the judges and commissioners meeting was overwhelmingly positive. They love it out here. So come out more often.
Yeah,
So laid back meetings, what?
it is, and hopefully people, I think a lot of them come back with their families and
Yeah.
spend more hotel money and sales tax, so.
Yeah.
Well, let's go. Keep coming. All right, number 8, county judge report, review, discuss, and consider ratification of opioid agreement. All right, so you guys are probably familiar with all the lawsuits that the state of Texas and other attorney generals have been applying against the companies that made opioids. There are a series of class action settlements, and each one requires a different agreement. We have already received $18,000 in the first settlement, and I can't remember the name of the drug company. This is another one. You sign the agreement and then you wait and see what you get. You don't know what you're going to get before you sign the agreement. So they were in a hurry to sign it. I went ahead and signed the agreement. As soon as I hear the dollar amount, I'll bring it back into court and let you guys know. Here's the catch. The city's getting money, we're getting money, and the hospital district's getting money. So it's good overall for the county. The hospital district's getting a pretty good slug. I think they're getting 60 something thousand. We're getting 18. So what we've done is it has to be spent for opioid training, education, deterrence, that sort of thing. You can't just put it in the general fund. So, what we've done is we just gone together with, all of us have gone together with the hospital district and made it a big pile of money. And then the hospital district is spearheading it. They've got a committee with law enforcement to talk about Narcan for the officers. They've got a committee to talk about education through the schools, and then something at the hospital as well. So it makes sense to kind of combine forces on this one, because you can't, again, you can't just go out and buy a new truck with it. It's very limited on what you can do with it. So anyway, I need a approval to ratify that.
Yeah,
opioid agreement.
the drug companies that were making the opioids don't sell directly to the public, do they?
No, they don't,
So why are they going after the drug companies?
because they're the deepest pocket.
False advertising.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Yeah. They have the deepest pockets, and they're all settling.
They
And
made the most
so
money on it.
Well, yeah.
this is kind of like the tobacco settlement from some years back.
Mhm.
So I'd entertain a motion to ratify the opioid agreement.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Number 8, if you guys will look, I hope I put this in here. Dadgummit. Let's see real quick.
The marathon?
And I hope I put my talking points in there. Did I? Well, I may have to skip this one this time, but here's the deal. So the land, did I have it in here?
That's in it.
Where is it?
On the B.
Go up.
Oh, there it is. Okay, very good. So the land that the kiosk sits on, which is owned by West Texas Gas, has now been sold to to Tara and Joe Lawrence and Tara Shackelford. We'll ultimately get rid of that building. It is a portable building, so we can pick it up at any time and move it. We've been paying $100 a year, kind of loosely, to WTG. It was this handshake agreement. They've come to us and clearly said, we'd like to get some rent off this, which is not unreasonable. I've been talking to them about it. I just wanted to throw out some of the things we've talked about and then kind of get a sort of a direction from you guys on what you want to do. The goal would be to be an 18-month lease. We can leave at any time, no cut contract. So if we leave, we don't pay them, whatever we paid them is it. There's not we're going to owe them 6 more months and that sort of thing. So it's almost month to month, really. We'll have rights to the building and everything around it within a certain period, a certain distance, egress and ingress. I'm putting a clause in there that they can't put junk cars and debris and things that would deter tourists from pulling in there. They do want to start, their plan ultimately is to have that building gone, and they want to build an outfitting business right there. So they may build a fence around the backside of it, which I think is fine. They may pour a concrete slab back in the back eventually for their building. But we will have, and they're totally fine with us having some prohibitions against junk and cars and things like that. We'll insure the building and its contents, which isn't much, paper and metal, and liability associated with trips and falls and things like that around our building. They will also insure the property. So if somebody parks on the backside of the property and is wandering around, had nothing to do with our kiosk, we don't want to get sued for that.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll insure that, and we'll name each other as additional insured. We'll get to keep the building, and the educational signage out front is ours. We'll take it with us when we go. If we choose not to take the building, then they'd like to have a right of first refusal to buy it from us. We don't have a problem with that.
I don't know if we're allowed to do that.
What's that? We may not be, because it may have to go out
We're
for
allowed to
bid.
do that, to give someone right of first refusal to buy something.
I think you.
Yeah,
you
you're
gotta go
right.
up- You gotta go up for auction or,
Yeah, public auction.
bid.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll
We can use that building,
use it somewhere else.
well, we can use it for storage for the road and bridge.
I was gonna say, put some cones in there.
Yeah. Okay, good to know.
I mean, and we can yank that thing, nothing flat.
You ready?
I put them there, so I know.
I think we'll have, eventually we get I suspect we'll break ground next year for the visitor center over there, so.
And we'll be able to complete it in 18 months max, when this runs out.
I think it's gonna be close, if you want the truth about it, and I think they'll work with us at past the 18-month mark, but, they also wanna develop that land for their use too,
Right.
so.
Well, they got all that between there and Ernesto's too, so it's.
Yeah.
The area is big.
I mean, if we had to, we could move the building we own the land now. We could move the building right now into town. I think we leave it alone for right now, but if we get close to the 18 months and we're still not done, we could always just move it over there temporarily. But, we got to hook up electricity and Wi-Fi and all that to it, so I don't really want to mess with it right now. So anyway, what I need from you guys is direction to finish negotiating the lease. I'll bring it to the court for final approval. And we'll get that done.
This is all paid out of tourism funds.
That's correct. This will all be tourism.
Okay,
I'm good with it.
me too.
Other than item 8.
Yes,
I'll make a motion to move forward with it.
Okay, making a motion to move forward with the lease agreement.
I'll second.
Second. I'll amend can I amend the motion? We'll take out number 8, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you, guys. All right, project list as of, not much change there. Let me just if you'll go to the project tracker, we've already approved all this. There's one little tiny thing. We had to register the vehicle that we bought for $16.75. And I just need approval to spend $16.75.
So moved.
I broke my tablet.
I didn't think y'all would refuse this, but it is what it is. So, okay, motion second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. By the way, cybersecurity guys are here, and they were tearing the place up. Well, we had a little problem last night with our fiber optic. We've got BBT here this morning. I am very excited about us having a solid, well-secured network that, I guess there's no guarantees in life, but it'll provide us some defense against attack. So we're getting attacked all the time.
Mhm.
So,
It's
That's-
if, it's when.
I've got somebody bidding on the contract for down south for the shelter. And the only thing I need
Oh, okay.
I need the height of, is the maintainer higher than the loader, or
I don't know, the loader's pretty high.
is
Yes,
the loader taller than, or they're about the
No.
same?
they're about the same.
Will you go measure the back, the lowest part of the building? You measure from the top to where the breaking the aluminum and the tin is, and then from the ground up, and then. So I think it's 14 feet, but,
Don't take measurements here and compare.
I just need the lowest part, if that's good enough for the equipment, then that's how high we're gonna make that building,
Yeah.
at the lowest point.
And Ruben, I've got him pricing a 70 by 30 with a little storeroom on the end, concrete slab, small storeroom for oil. And then I've got him just for rent a 50 by 30, they were trying to make it more difficult, and I said, no, it's just a shed roof with poles. You can put poles to support it, right?
Yeah, I think
Or do you want a freestanding?
No, I think you could do it at 20-foot increments would be enough for the equipment to install.
Kind of like what we did over here at the fire department, and kind of almost like that airport hangar down in Burlington.
Yeah, that one is a little bit too big, too tall, but.
Okay. All right, so we're working on that. We'll have a quote for that shortly.
Thank you.
Okay, and that's it. Okay. All right, moving on to the next one. Let's do number 10, review and discuss and take action. Statewide automated victims notification service. This is a savings grant that we get every year for $3,400. So this year it's $3,400. This covers this is the victim notification. It comes in, goes back out. Never have understood that, but it does. And I just need approval for the contract this year.
So much.
Second.
All right, motion is second to approve the 26 savings contract. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Number 11, review and discuss and take possible action regarding the interlocal agreement. This is the interlocal agreement between us and the other 4 counties related to the 394th district. We had an original one, but Presidio wanted to monkey with it a little bit, not a big deal. This is the revised interlocal agreement that says how things are gonna roll. Basically, we're the fiscal agent and we are receiving a fiscal agent fee of $5,000.
What did Jeff Davis, or not Jeff Davis? what did-
Presidio, what did they, there was a minor thing. I don't even remember now, Sarah, but it was,
Judge, what they wanted
What was
to
it?
do, they wanted to, like, let's say we had $20,000
Oh, that's
budgeted for an item. And we were over or under the allotted budget for the quarter, they wanted to make an adjustment every quarter and like refund money or charge more. And the auditor in Presidio County and I both just said, no, that's crazy.
at the end of every
We'll
year.
adjust at the end of the year. So that was the big one.
And there was some legal wording, Sarah,
There was some
from their
legal wording
attorney, that
that they wanted to change.
otherwise it basically spells out what we're gonna do. You know, being a fiscal agent is a lot of work. So might as well be paid for it. So, anyway, I need a motion to approve that.
Is 5,000 enough for the heartache that they caused?
No, but it's a start. We've never charged a fiscal agent fee before.
It's more than we were getting before.
And we put it in we put it in the budget months ago, so I didn't. If you want the truth, it ought to be $10,000, but I don't know that they would have gone for that, so. Maybe next time.
We'll work it up to that.
We're not paying any of it, obviously, our share, it's 5,000 divided by 4.
I'm moved accept this proposed amendment.
Okay, motion to approve the 394th interlocal in a second discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
Okay. We've already done number 12. Let's move on to Road and Bridge Superintendent's Report. Johnny?
My first item is we hauled some material out of Kasi to the Terlingua yard so we could use it at the South County Road to fill up some of the major washouts. And then we had a gentleman that was mowing the right of ways in the double diamond area. He's done with that. And we finished up Trail Road off of Wagon Road. And we had a little shower here not too long ago and it tore it back up. So we're gonna have to go back, finish that. We received a new 140 motor grader. And we moved it down south, put it to work. And we are moving it up here today. The Caterpillar rep is coming in tomorrow to give us a PM runaround trip on it to make sure that everything is covered by myself and the other employees. And then, of course, we had some guys doing the marathon cleanup for the cook-off, and I agree with Ruben. They went out of their way to make it look good. And no permits. That's all I have for now.
We're working on with our gentleman to take pride in their work and feel good about it, you know? So if you're happy with what you're seeing, a phone call or a thumbs up when you go by and see them.
Yeah.
Would go a long way.
You bet.
Please.
Yeah, we have a lot of projects to do a good job. By the way, I asked Johnny to take some fill right behind the clinic.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's a hole I want to fill in because somebody's gonna fall in that thing. That's where we did that.
The water access?
But we're gonna put a green box there
Yes.
so we can access that valve. But anyway, he said he'd get to that for us.
And also, if I need to put it on your notes, you might get Tomas and Leroy to maybe give a little lick on that Cassie site before the chili. It'll be amongst it pretty fast.
Oh, that's right, the cook-off is coming up, right?
Yeah, but in fact, the mass gathering hearing is down in Torwood next week. To
Yeah,
approve that.
so just FYI, so we're not at the last minute running in there trying to get it all.
Okay, that'll work.
Hey, just for curiosity, while the maintainer is up here, maybe it could be a demo. Maybe you could let the judge demo it.
Sure.
Could we take the blade over to, it's not too much hassle to take it over to our county building. At the tourism thing and blade that little thing in there.
But,
Probably need some dirt in there too.
where at?
At the county.
Building.
Johnny's house. Johnny and tourism.
Oh, over
that
here.
Or that road.
The official name, it's the co-op building,
Anyway, think about it.
Sunny Glen Co-op.
Okay, anything else?
No, sir.
All right. All right, emergency management coordinator, there's no report this morning on 14. Let's go to 15, treasurer's office, financial reports.
This morning, I'm gonna present my monthly report. I'm gonna be reporting on August. At the end of August, the total cash on hand was $18,153,176. The total interest earned for the month of August was $65,242. The average interest rate between our checking and our pools was 4.20%. The total bills paid for the month between AP and payroll for the month of August was $800,801. Specifically, I'm going to talk about our general fund. Our general fund revenue budget is 9.6 million. At the end of August, year to date, we had brought in 8.7 million. In the expense side of it, we had brought in we had spent 7.8 million. So just kind of to touch on the remainder of the year. Of course, we still have some expenses out there. We have this payroll that will be taking place on Friday. So we'll have all the expenses and all of the end of the month bills related to payroll, and we'll still have a couple of weeks left of AP checks to go through. We still have transfers that need to take place. General fund covers the deficit in road and bridge. We cover the deficit in courthouse security. We do still have some revenue coming in also. So at the end of August, like for our sales tax, we had received in June sales tax in August. So we still have 3 more months to record, and then mixed drink tax is the same. The school Alpine ISD still will owe us for the last payroll quarter, so it's July, August, and September that I will bill to them at the once our payroll's done. I'm not gonna make an educated guess on where we'll end up, so I'll just leave it as is. There's still a lot of numbers to come in and come out, so do y'all have any questions?
So just for the court's knowledge, we're well into Tyler now, and there's still a lot of work to do on our funds and getting our funds all properly balanced and adjusted. And that's probably end of year before that's finalized. It's going to be tied to our 24 audit, which will be out in November. It's moving along nicely, as best I can tell. We'll have the 24 all done and it'll basically be done. It'll be ready to start on 25 in the spring. So hopefully the fund balances, will be kind of cleaned up by January. And then, we're focusing on, we've got a good handle on receipts and disbursements and checks. Really make sure our income statement is good every month so we can see how we're doing as we go along in the year. I'm gonna say I'm optimistic that we'll end up with a small surplus this year. Don't know what that is yet, but I mean, I'm hoping it's $4 or $5 million, but so, no, I still remain optimistic that we're gonna finish the year with a little bit of a surplus. So I think that's good. We've got some work to do on these reports and some of the naming. I think you're gonna continue to see refinement as we go along. All we can do is bite it off in little pieces, so we can't bite the whole thing off at once. It's just too much. So I'm real pleased with the work the finance group's doing. I know they wish I would retire and move on because I probably call them 72 times a day. Put the numbers, but anyway.
You have to stick around for these visitor centers, so you cannot go anywhere.
And I probably push too hard sometimes, but I get it. So, at least I've been accused of pushing.
I think I get that audit,
Which one?
that one for next year.
24?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be should be in here in November, or I'm hoping mid-November at the latest. We met with the accountant yesterday. And he said, they're here now doing their work. Then they'll take it back to their office and right. Any reason you think you'll be, I think we're square on November, don't you, Melinda?
I mean, that's what I'm hearing, unless there's something that,
Preston, I'm very, very pleased with our new guy. He is on it. And of course, I teased him yesterday and we had lunch yesterday. I teased him that we're gonna be so good by next year that he can get it done in about a week and then our audit fees will go down.
good luck with that.
He didn't really respond.
I didn't have anything to say in that.
But I mean, we're gonna, next year, hopefully he'll be able to look at, instead of having us to go pull all this paper, he can just look at it electronically. And look online and see invoices and POs and do a lot of his testing without ever having to go to a binder and look up a piece of paper. So that's good. So a lot of stuff coming. I'm again real pleased. Not perfect, but we're getting there. I'll entertain a motion to accept the financials as presented.
Someone,
One other item of discussion, Julie and Melinda and I.
My investment report.
Yeah, your investment report. Go ahead and do that. Let's do the investment report as a separate approval, okay?
Mhm.
So back to that, we'll hold off on my comment then. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, now the investment report.
Okay, so I am reporting for my investments for April through June. So my list includes our interest-bearing accounts. Starting in April, we had a cash balance of $16,088,398. Through the quarter, we had $6,872,992 in credits. In debits, we had $7,407,635 in debits, and then the ending balance $15,553,755 as ending balance. The total interest earned for the quarter of April, May, and June was $199,365. The average interest rate was 4.21%, and that brings the year-to-date total interest earned from October until the end of June, $570,250.
Now, what I was gonna say is that we're gonna probably be sweeping more out of our operating and into the pools. For a number of reasons that will bring, kind of looking at our cash flow projections and then saying, okay, how much do we need to keep in to cover expenses and some contingencies and everything else is going to the pools. We're not, quite frankly, getting good investment reports from our bank right now. And we're on them, but we're still not happy with what we're getting. And so, in the meantime, we're gonna take that money out and move it to the pools where it's,
Making money.
well, it's making money and I feel much more secure. I feel warm and cuddly.
And the pools are like 100% fully collateralized, no matter what your balances are.
Okay, good to know.
So I make a motion to accept I shouldn't do it. I'm the investment officer. I need a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the investment report as presented. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, great. All right, let's do grant approval administration. Number one, review, discuss, and take action to accept criminal justice grant on the body worn cameras. This is a new grant for a coming year. It's $26,000 total. Well, is the total amount of the body cams. 20,000 is the grant, 6,000 is our share of this. One of the things that we're going to start doing is there's going to be a twofold process for grants going forward. Any grant that anybody that wants to write a grant is going to bring it here and we're going to approve the moving forward of the grant. It's not all grants you want to go after. And then we'll have an understanding of if it's a match or a non-match. And then once it's approved and we're about to receive the funding, it'll come back here or we can accept the funding. So all grants going forward will have a two-step process. Approval of the grant, approval of the receipts. So this is approval of the grant application for the body worn cameras.
Go ahead. I've done all of them. You should have a chance.
I can get one out second.
My only question is, where are we taking our match out of?
It'll come from, I mean, that's up to, I guess, the sheriff and the court. It can come from the sheriff's office budget. It can also come from his abandoned vehicle budget also.
Somewhere in the sheriff's world, it'll come out of that. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Motion and a second to approve the criminal justice grant for body worn cameras. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Number two is accept the application for the annual solid waste grant. Ruben, you're familiar with this one. I assume we want to apply again. It's the same old. We just need approval to apply for it.
I move we approve the application.
I'll second.
Motion and a second to approve the application for the solid waste grant. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any other items for Julie, for you?
No, sir.
Okay, Belinda, comptroller.
Okay, well, since we're getting toward the end of the year, we have a number of budget adjustments. So let's go through those first, and then we can look at the bills to be paid. There's a couple of different packets that we needed to get some adjustments done.
Because we're doing two and then one.
So, yeah, if that is acceptable, I think it'll make more sense.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay, so first of all, the budget adjustments are all related to essentially line item adjustments. So moving things around. One of them is for Tyler Technologies, Great American Financial, which is the copier leases, A to Z Communications, that is a sheriff's office item. Republic Services has to do with the dumpster at Post Park, and then the CAPS rent-a-car for $1,100. So you should have in your packet an income statement that has a note on it that says HIDA Fund 414. And this is the one that's going to impact the CAPS rent-a-car. The HIDA fund is set up to where it's a grant. You have HIDA Alpine and HIDA Big Bend. And basically you get the grant, and then when it runs out of money, they give you more money and you roll forward with a different grant, and it can happen at various times of the year. This is one that happened and the roll forward occurred during this year. So we had to establish a budget for that grant showing the anticipated revenue. It's a reimbursable grant. We spend the money, they give us the money back, so the revenue and the expenses are the same, but this one is to establish the budget for that new grant fund. So this one is a little different than your normal budget adjustment. And I gave you the income statement. I think it's easier to see than the budget adjustments. The other budget adjustments, you have your budget adjustment register.
Mhm.
This is related to the various line item adjustments that I just mentioned. And they are referenced in the summary description of each one of the budget adjustments.
All right, do you need approval to create this fund for 414?
Well, it's going to be an approval to establish the budget for that fund. And that is considered, it's not a line item, it's a budget adjustment, but it does qualify for a budget adjustment because it's a new grant that we have received.
All right, I'd entertain a motion to make a budget amendment to
Establish the fund
414.
414 for HIDA.
So moved.
And then the others are, like I said, the line item adjustments.
All right, motion is second to establish 414 as a budget amendment for the IDA grant. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, and then the caps rental cars coming out of 414?
Well, it was coming out of 413, previous to that 403. So depending on which HIDA grant we've rolled into, it
Just out of curiosity, why aren't we renting a car from caps? What is that for?
it's apparently a drug interdiction card that's being used down south is my understanding.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, I entertain a motion to make the line item adjustments.
Second, so moved.
Second.
All right, motion is second to approve the line item adjustments and budget amendments as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Expenses?
Okay, so the expenses, we should have three packets. We've got the payment approval report for 9/16. We also have the invoices recorded. I've got a note on there. The receipt register that we've discussed before is where invoices are recorded against purchase orders. And then you should also have an open payables report that is showing some items that were on hold from this last week that could not be paid back on the 16th. We'll be paying those today. And then the payable register, the final little packet is the payable register for new payables that are non-PO payables that will be paid today. And I think everything in there is pretty straightforward, common expenses. I don't think we have anything that's out of the ordinary.
Melinda, do we need to approve the last payment for Mountain Zone? Does that need to be formed or is that in here?
I was gonna do that separate,
Oh, okay.
just,
What about Marshall?
that one is,
That one too.
that one is gonna be paid next Tuesday, I believe. Correct? It's in the packet for next Tuesday.
Yeah,
Do you want to add it to,
yeah, I'd like
This
to
week's
do
packet?
that one. And then now, after we do this, we're straight. I'll explain to the court what we're doing.
okay, so I will make a note that,
That one and so we got that one, we got the Mountain Zone, and wasn't there a third one?
that's the Warren Cat,
Yeah,
but we needed to discuss the lease on that, so I was gonna do that separately.
okay.
So we do wanna put Mountain Zone in to this payable register as well, correct? You wanna add both of those?
You want separate motions on those and you want to approve what you presented, and then we'll come.
I would say let's approve what we have, what's been presented. And for the ones that you wanna add, let's do separate motions on those.
Make a motion to approve what's been presented.
All right, motion to approve the payable register as presented.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, now, court, we've got a couple of sort of last minutes. We're gonna try to avoid this, but one of them is, I want to wrap up the Mountain Zone. It's a $9,000 payment. We've already approved it project. This is just the payment of it. And it's for 9,000 and some change. And that takes care of that, and that's gone, done, out of the way. So I'd like to motion, or I'll make a motion to approve that payment.
Okay.
Motion is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. The other one is for Marshall McLean. Marshall does our septic tank inspections. It's an $880 invoice,
I believe it's 840.
$840. Marshall has sort of had the habit of kind of rolling in and getting the check like instantaneously. And we're changing that. So he comes in, gets a check in a couple of weeks. Okay. He needs to have a medical procedure done this week. And really could use the money. And so I told him I would ask the court to pay early on this one. And so I would make a motion that we pay $840 to Marshall for his invoices for work that he's done on septic tank inspections.
Third.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And is there one, oh, Cat, we got one more on the cat.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we're gonna sign the lease agreement for the cat loader and then the final invoice, the invoice.
At least it's a purchase, right?
Well, it's a lease purchase.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I think the way we're gonna handle it is once the guy gets in tomorrow and we have the lease and we have the exact amount of the down payment, the invoice that we have that we just received is for $310, $310,520. And approximately half of that is gonna be the down payment on the capital lease. So once we get that lease schedule from him tomorrow, then we will go ahead and cut the check for that down payment and get that paid tomorrow. So
You need approval on that, or we've already approved it?
you've approved the purchase of this, but I would appreciate it if you would approve the $150-something thousand payment.
I thought it was 175.
That's one of the reasons I'm waiting to get the actual lease agreement. I don't have that yet.
We haven't seen the lease agreement, so.
We won't get it until tomorrow, but the total invoice is $310,520. And my understanding is the down payment is 50%.
You think it might be more than that?
I thought we had agreed on 175. For some reason.
Again, I have not seen the lease agreement.
Okay, well,
We'll sort it out tomorrow, but let's go ahead and approve. Why don't we approve up to 175? We'll approve up, I'll make a motion, we approve up to 175
Okay.
as a down payment for the maintainer.
second, third.
Motion is second. Any discussion?
I thought the 175 came up that it was half of the 350 and it was.
Well, I think we
knocked
just, I
down to
think we just,
300.
we stayed at 175. I thought we stayed at 175. And then payments were cheaper that way.
True.
Okay, but keep in mind, and this might be something that the judge wants to check with the representative from Warren Cat, is that if you change the amount of down payment from what he has in his lease schedule, then it's going to change the lease schedule payments.
Yeah,
So
sure.
he would need to revise the lease.
Let me call, let's approve up to 175. I'll call Brian to get out of here and see what he's got paperwork wise.
Okay.
And I'm kind of like you, push it a little bit, that just reduces all our payments and less money we owe.
Yeah.
So,
Less money in the long run.
Yeah.
and he can, I'm sure he's got a computer that can revamp those documents for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, motion is second to approve 175 as the down against the maintainer of 310, with the difference being the lease. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
And if I could make a request on that, if you do get to speak with him today, if we could get a copy of that lease schedule emailed to us today, it would be nice to have it before tomorrow.
Yeah. I can do that. All right. Anything else from comptroller?
We are working away on year end. As Julie mentioned, we have some transfers that need to be made both out of general and some of the things coming back into general. Some year end adjustments. And then we'll be moving forward. I do have this is nice about Tyler. We have the ability at this point, and so Johnny, this is something that would be relevant to you, is that we can go ahead and process purchase orders for the upcoming fiscal year if we need to. So if it's something that you're gonna need in October, let us know, but there's a way that we can do that. So.
Okay, any other questions for the comptroller? All right, moving on to 17, tourism. Robert's out of town, really no updates. There is a tourism meeting next week in Terlingua for tourism.
Where is it?
It's at the community center on Tuesday, Monday, at the community center at lunch at noon and meeting at 1. Okay, and there's no closed meeting necessary. Next Commissioners Court meeting is going to be on October the 14th in this room at 9:30. Just a reminder that I've called a special meeting for next Tuesday in this room at 5:30 for those of you that would like to attend to talk about night sky. And then I would like to call a special meeting on October 21st, which is between our second and fourth meeting in October, to bring in, I had a nice visit with Line Barter, and I'm going to bring in Line Barter to talk about tax collections. And I'd like to have a special meeting for that. Daniel's got some ideas. I'll tell him to come talk to us about it. Okay, so no changes there right now. Just going to keep the course, but I think I said this in the budget meeting. We're going to start turning the screws on tax collections this year because I think we're leaving too much on the table. So anyway, I want to have a working session on the 21st for that.
9:30?
It'll be 9:30 in the morning. Yep.
24th.
21st of October, another Tuesday. I hope they'll meet it. Is that right? Okay. So 9:30 here, and I'll put it on it'll be an agenda. Agenda posted. Okay. All right, if there's no other further business for the court, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second and third.
Motion to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. This board is now adjourned. Thank you all.